When is enough enough? I had to go through maxing out my credit cards to realize how important it is to keep track of my finances. I had to go through having a seizure, going to the hospital, the ICU, for drinking too much water and having not enough food, sodium in my system. I had a seizure. I was in the hospital for 5 days to realize how important my health is and to track my macros and have a good, healthy regimen with food, with working out, exercise, with mindset, with the content I'm taking in. I had to go through smoking weed every single day in high school to realizing how important it is to be sober, the mental clarity that comes with it. When is enough enough? When are you going to get to the point where you start to analyze and realize the areas of your life that are just too much? When are you going to see the other side? When are you going to see the truth in it all? Because I knew something was wrong when I was maxing out my credit cards. I knew deep down in my heart that I wasn't doing something right. And I knew that I had to change. Nothing had to change. It was me that was causing it. Everything in our lives, we are causing it. If we change ourselves, the thing changes. So I had to go through smoking weed every day to realizing I'm not doing shit with my life. I'm going to high school. My friends are telling me they're going to colleges. Santa Barbara, San Francisco, SMU, Miami, New York. And I wasn't going anywhere. But I knew that I had to change. That was a wake-up call for me, and I changed for the better. And I'm grateful for that because I learned a lot through going through the hard times. Pressure makes diamonds. The things that you are going through are molding you for what you're asking for. God is putting you to the test for you to grow and get better. Nothing in nature grows without an uncomfortable phase. Think about a caterpillar. It literally has to die off to be the butterfly. It goes through a process, it endures that process, and it comes out on the other side. And most people would celebrate the butterfly, but they don't want to do what the caterpillar did. You may want success, wealth, a great life, but if you don't do what it takes, you're not going to achieve it. There's no question why 99% of people are not getting what they want. It's because they're not willing to do what 99% are not. They're not willing to do what the 1% are doing. And that's all it comes down to. Are you willing to do what it takes? When you get to that point, because you're only going to change in two places. When you hit rock bottom, or if you find a leader who's strong enough to teach you, build you, and keep you motivated and inspired to change. But most people, they need to hit that low, that rock bottom, for them to realize, oh, okay, now I know. And they get that drive, that desire, that fire within them to change. It's like the person who gets to the point where they are so overweight that one meal just pushes them over the edge, and they're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? what am I doing to myself? Because it's a ripple effect. You're impacting others around you. And if you don't control you, you don't discipline you, it's going to affect everyone else in your life. And they're all going to be reflected back to you what you're putting out. You can't trick the universe. It's not going to happen on your terms. You're going to have to sacrifice yourself. If you really think about it, the way that you are doing things right now, if you're not getting the result that you want, something has to change. You're going to have to give something up in order to get. This is all mindset. This is all personal development. This is all, I love to talk about this because this is where the true legends are made. The legends are born in this space of asking these deep questions, having these deep conversations. And if you're watching this, be so grateful that you are even watching this, because this is what you attracted. This is what you're asking for in your life. And this is what I'm going through in my life. As I'm developing myself, building my coaching business, my brand online, I'm asking these deep questions. I'm going through the process. And in 5 years, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you'll be able to say, wow, look, he did it. Look how much he changed over time. He became the butterfly. But this is the process. And a lot of people negate or neglect this process because they don't see the flashy things. They don't see the Rolexes, the Richard Milles, the Lambos, the Bentleys, the Ferraris. But you know what? All that stuff's an illusion. And when you get to that level and you see other people who have that and they're not as evolved as you, they're not as disciplined as you, you'll realize all that stuff doesn't even mean anything. Like, that's all the facade that people buy into. And the majority of people are buying into it and they're being pushed and pulled by these illusions. But when you get to that point when your consciousness is so evolved to where you can see past that, you think, oh, okay, that person's got problems. We all have problems. We're all going through things. It's not like you're just going to get to that place where everything's perfect. Believe me, at every level, there's problems. Different levels, different devils. So, when is enough enough? You just have to get to the point where you say, you know what, I can't live like this anymore. It's happened time and time again for me, specifically with public speaking. I went to a real estate meeting. I couldn't get up in front of the room and speak. I left that meeting and I said, you know what? I can never let this happen again. Like, what was that? But that put me on the path to developing myself as a public speaker, giving speeches after 6 months, putting on my own personal development seminar, speaking for 45 minutes, speaking for 2 hours, speaking at different colleges, universities, schools, businesses, in under 2 years. But why did I do that? Because I got to a place where I said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Enough is enough. I need a change. And I did. And that's the point you have to get to. You may already be there. And if you're ready, send me a DM on Instagram, get in touch with me, because this process, the program that I teach, is what's going to get you to overcome all of that adversity, all those limitations in your daily process, the daily steps that I teach and coach you on. So send me a DM, Michael Vincent Mindset. But figure out, when is enough enough? Thanks for checking out this video, and I'll see you next episode.